Hasan, are you going to be watching Ethan's content nuke? The answer is, of course not. He probably hired people to literally clamp on every single pro Hasan comment instantly as soon as it comes in so that he can make it seem like he is not actually censoring people while simultaneously doing just that. Clip chimping me into oblivion is not going to take away people's understanding of your lack of intelligence, especially as it pertains to politics. Doesn't know where Yemen is? Okay, I'm gonna click close. I'm closing it. I'm closing it. I think nope. 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 Got it. It's fucking embarrassing. And no, it's not fucking embarrassing for me. It's fucking embarrassing for him.
Jeez, Hasan's response was actually more pathetic than I thought it would be. The guy essentially nervously avoided the subject on stream, all while fidgeting and staring into space. Then, when he finally broke down and started to respond to it, it was just so embarrassing. First, he totally refused to watch any part of the video, not even a clip. But that sure didn't stop him from responding to everything, like he knew what Ethan said. But the only way he would actually address anything was through his chat's interpretation of the video, and the people that were apparently texting him about it the whole time. And he did this all so he could try and act like the common sentiment of the video was that it was bad. But if it was that bad, why would he try so hard to attach the research to Destiny in his subreddit? Why would he try so hard to avoid addressing any of the actual arguments? And why would he claim that Ethan hired a team of people to censor the comments of his video? You know, if you ever had doubts of the Hasan system of avoiding criticism, just watch this.
The reviews are rolling in. While obviously many of you are wondering, Hasan, are you going to be watching Ethan's content nuke? The answer is, of course not. But many people have texted me so far being like, dude, this is the dumbest fucking thing. Why did he spend months of his entire life making this video? From what I understand, the reviews are not great. Turns out when you're not particularly smart or particularly knowledgeable about politics and you try to do a political takedown, people are going to look at it and say, yeah, you're kind of stupid, especially if your big reveal is that I am a socialist. We literally had a political podcast together and have had numerous conversations on that political podcast in front of tens of thousands of people about my political perspective.
Hasan trying to act like Ethan's big reveal was that he's a socialist is just so massively disingenuous that I'm not sure what to say, to be honest. It was more about how you're brainwashing your audience with a radical, dangerous form of communism. Like, if you were just talking about socialism, then who cares? But you're always promoting the most heinous shit. But then again, I guess being this disingenuous is just what happens when you totally refuse to watch the video that you want to respond to and act like you know what you're talking about when refuting it. Watch how ironic this premise becomes, because Hasan is going to accuse Ethan of not knowing what he's talking about and not being qualified to comment on politics multiple times, all while he responds to a video that he hasn't watched totally with chat's opinion. I gotta say, Hasan is really putting his system for avoiding criticism on full display with this whole Ethan Klein nuke. And what's more annoying is this guy has successfully avoided criticism dozens of times with the same system.
Clip chimping me into oblivion is not going to take away people's understanding of your lack of intelligence, especially as it pertains to politics. I think one of the biggest problems for slop tubers in general is that they think they can tackle political commentary without like doing any reading whatsoever by simply attacking someone who does do political commentary, right? On the basis of like Reddit comments that they've compiled into a video and that they've like edited together. And the issue is you don't know what you're talking about. Like you have no idea. You thought Roe v. Wade was the gay one, you know, a week ago. Like you're not like a serious person.
Ah, yes. The guy that has 500 TikTok hog videos and couldn't find Yemen on a map is clearly a political savant and the king of accurate research.
Doesn't know where Yemen is? Okay, I'm gonna click close. I'm closing it. I'm closing it. I think nope. Got it.
Yeah, the guy that said Russia would never invade Ukraine is clearly a political commentator that should be taken seriously, right? I mean, come on. The guy clearly knows his stuff.
We did it successfully. We stopped Vladimir Putin from invading Ukraine. Or maybe that was never gonna fucking happen. Like I said, it was never gonna fucking happen. I've never seen a group of individuals that will just like relentlessly act like they want a fucking argument, dude. It's like, it doesn't matter. They'll be like, tomorrow, there's a war tomorrow. There's a war tomorrow. There's a war tomorrow. There's a war tomorrow. And the tomorrow never comes. And when there's no war tomorrow, they're like, you're lying. You're fucking lying. Dude, it's gonna happen. What do you mean? How could you say this? NATO is the reason why it's fucking happening.
Yeah, this is the guy claiming that Ethan isn't qualified to comment on politics and criticize him. It's actually hilarious watching Hasan try to say that like he's some sort of respected political commentator or something. Yeah, bro, if I need someone's opinion on TikTok hogs, I'll call you up. Other than that, maybe sit down.
It had just been one, it wouldn't have been an issue, but three different things happened. First of all, they only had a crew of 3. And if you're flying a visual flight plan in a crowded airspace like this, they really should have had 2 crew chiefs in the back of the helicopter to clear each side, as the pilots only have visibility from straight ahead 12 to 3 o'clock, or 12 from 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock. So you only have visibility of the front 180 degrees. Your crew chiefs clear the back. If you only have 1 crew chief, how much can you clear?
You getting worried about the content, Nuke? Look a little worried there, boy. Yeah. I can't believe another person basically compiled Reddit posts from Epstein's subreddit into a shittily edited 2-hour video. They're deleting any comments that are pro Hasan. Yeah, of course they are, dude. What are you talking about? Like, obviously, the number one thing that Ethan could never do is leave comments hidden. And he knew that people were going to watch it and be like, this shit sucks, dog. You're fucking stupid. So he probably hired people to literally clamp on every single pro Hasan comment instantly as soon as it comes in, so that he can make it seem like he is not actually censoring people while simultaneously doing just that. You know?
Hasan, dude, that's one hell of a claim, buddy. You kinda are looking a little bit schizo claiming something like that. You know, that really sounds like a comment someone would make that is just totally unaffected by this whole video. Dude, you looked like you were tweaking that entire stream. Right before the video dropped, you were pacing back and forth and looking out the window, staring in a state of worry. The one thing Hasan could never do is watch any part of this video and give it a real response. Because he doesn't have a real response. You know, I gotta say, if one was to ever take the Hasan system as a real thing, they really need to look at this example right here.
And that's precisely the reason why it'll end up having a bunch of stuff, Red Scare, at a time when Donald Trump is the president and is just like ripping through the country. Dudes are hitting Sig Heils, okay? The wealthiest guy on the planet is hitting a Sig Heil. The wealthiest guy on the planet is hitting a Sig Heil on a prominent stage, okay? And you're like, you know who's really at fault here? Fucking commies. the powerful communists. It's a McCarthyism done by someone too stupid to navigate anything he's talking about, and he just ends up looking even dumber. GG's. It has an unironic American patriotism montage. This video is for no one. Yeah. It's just sad. I don't know why he just won't go back to like fucking fun drama or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know. He's just like desperately wants to be taken seriously in this field, and it's just not going to happen.
Why are you criticizing me when we're living under a Donald Trump presidency? What, dude? Do you not realize how stupid you sound saying something like that? Maybe you should have just watched the video. Then maybe your response wouldn't be so pathetic. And I really don't know who deluded Hasan into thinking that he's some sort of serious political commentator or something. Because he couldn't be farther from that. Yeah, the America deserved 9/11 guy. The brave Mujahideen soldiers guy. The I'm gonna interview a Houthi pirate and provide zero pushback and just giggle and normalize him guy. Yeah, him. He is clearly a serious political commentator, guys. He is a journalist.
That's the first one. The second one is whether
he said his main goal is that you do not end up mainstream. Yeah, I know. It's because it's Epstein-y. It's because it's a Epstein-y take. The idea that like I'm far too scary, far too dangerous to be made mainstream. So like, you gotta go and warn like New York Times journalists or whatever, not realizing that many of those people who write those fucking articles are infinitely more intelligent than you and the fans dumb enough to be duped into thinking that I'm a clear and present danger under Trump's current administration. Okay? That's the issue is, this is where a lot of Redditors that have done brigades against me actually hit a fucking wall and they can't comprehend it. Okay? They will go and flood the market with like Hasan is so bad clips, right? Not realizing that a lot of those journalists that either write articles about me or write articles about anything, media or political commentary across the board, are a little bit more knowledgeable about the shit that they're talking about than Epstein's brigaders or Ethan's ramblings. Okay? It's ridiculous. That's it. Wait, why did Fossabot? Oh, that's so funny. This was a funny take, but Fossabot timed you out. Just so you know, Squeaks is not watching and is not interested in the nuke video. I don't even give a if people watch a nuke video, brother. I think it speaks for itself that more people are dunking on it and clowning on it than taking it seriously. Like, oh my God, this is the most serious thing. Partially because, a bunch of people have made this exact same video a million times over, and it's almost always the exact same principle. It's always the same, which is Hasan bad, Hasan rich, Hasan socialist scary, Hasan loves China, Hasan denies the cultural genocide and mass surveillance that the Chinese government did to Uyghurs in Xinjiang, even though I have been very critical of that a million times over. But it's conducted by a person who doesn't know anything and is simply, rehashing Reddit comments.
A bunch of people have made this exact same video, you say? I wonder who he might be talking about. Anyway, I'm curious. Hasan, do you not think these things are worthy of criticism? Like, dude, everyone talks about those things because they are screaming from the rooftop. I mean, come on. Think about it. A multi-millionaire communist that has made his money off contracts from one of the most criticized companies for worker exploitation? Like, if you didn't expect people to criticize you all day long for that, I don't know what planet you're on, dude. You just make it too easy. And I love how your opinion is that everyone is clowning on his video while you have a bot that is timing out everyone that agrees with it. Also, super ironic for someone that tried to claim that Ethan hired a team of people to moderate the comments of his video, when you have a team of moderators and a bot timing out so many people talking about the subject that they're taking out people that agree with you accidentally.
That's it. And I've been live this entire time, so you know my ass has not watched this fucking quote-unquote content nuke. So I'm like, this is my suspicion of what he did. And the reason why this is my suspicion on what he did is probably correct, is because this is not a new video. So many people have done this bad faith nonsense a million times over. And it's crazy that it's like coming from a dude that I knew personally. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. It's a very sad state of affairs that, like, even someone that you know personally over a fucking disagreement over genocide can just like completely rewrite his brain almost. It's fucking embarrassing. And no, it's not fucking embarrassing for me. It's fucking embarrassing for him. Maybe you're a poor judge of character. People say this all the time. I disagree. I will always assume the best in others. I don't care. I'm never going to give up on that mentality. I'm not going to be more of a cynical human being across the board. They always bring up the brothel too. Oh yeah, no, not bad research. He's bad faced. Very obvious. His clips that cut right at the moment where you say something that could destroy his argument. So far in the video, he's just posting your takes and relying on them already being against your position. He doesn't really do anything to disprove your takes. Yeah. You've spent so many hours elaborating on your position that he would just have to critique you live to keep up. You've already flooded the internet with your explained opinions. He can't reframe you no matter how he tries. Well, there is one thing he can do, which is hope that no one has ever seen me or has only tangentially heard about me or has only had a bad opinion on me. He's farming the haters. He's farming the haters because he's become the hater. It's sad. It's a sad state of affairs in general. He literally said he can finally get his life back after this video comes out. It's sad. I know. I mean, I want him to be happy, by the way.
You want him to be happy, Hasan? Bro, where was that energy when you were letting your chat and your Reddit completely tear this guy apart over and over, and even going after his wife? You didn't even attempt to stop them because you agree with them. You were just too much of a coward to say it to his face. You let them tear him apart because you wanted him to be taken down a peg or two because you just disagreed with him. We all know that you let that fester in your community intentionally. It was obvious. And then when he couldn't take it anymore and the podcast crashed and burned, you made it clear that you agreed with them all along. You essentially forced him to do this, Hasan. It was either make this piece and show his side of the story or let you and your community write his history of what happened. This all could have been avoided if you just didn't give him the treatment you gave Destiny. Literally, dude, all you had to do was tell your chat to chill out and just try to attempt to understand his side. You are kind of just an asshole, dude. Did you ever wonder why you keep on getting into this sort of situation?
That's my problem. Frogan's been doing this, and people like her. The whole mod team, from what I've seen, or most of them, are very much this. I mean, and, you know, it makes Hasan look bad. It makes me, as his friend, feel bad. And it makes me feel like he's endorsing their opinions. You know, it's one thing to tell me in private, like, you know, just so you know, like she's just this way, and I know that she doesn't mean it, and all this kinds of stuff. But like, it's another thing to publicly continue to platform her and also not to address a massive portion of your audience that is just straight up fucking anti-Semitic. And not all, obviously, like the vast majority of them are cool. And a lot of people watch both of our shows, and that's cool and good. But there is a lot of people in his audience, and I don't believe he's willing to reckon with this, that are anti-Semitic. They are. Or just like overly hateful, even. Not even anti-Semitic, just like overly hateful, you know? So that's what I mean here, to call out Hasan a little bit, is that as a friend of his, I feel like absolutely fucking worthless to the way he's running his community.
Can you do you care that your chat is calling me racist? Do you make any attempt to modify?
I have not looked at my chat.
Moderate that.
I have not looked at my chat at all. But
I just opened it. But don't you have moderators? Do you care at all about what your audience says about me?
32,000 people in here right now.
I'm just trying to tell you guys how it feels, and I'm fucking shocked that you don't care that people in your chat are saying, "Who the fuck is this child? Cold, arrogant."
Ethan, I love you, but there's only so much I can do.
How can you be surprised when your Discord is literally full of fucking?
Ethan, I love you, but there's only so much I can do if you're making that argument. You know that, right? Like,
Hasan's chat had been calling me a Zionist, baby-killing genocider. Maybe it is unreasonable that I'm asking him to moderate his chat for a friend. He doesn't even know where I'm coming from because it's not something he would ever ask for.
And all these other content creators actually, you know, whipping their communities when their chat is going fucking absolutely bananas over random dumb and bringing my name up for no fucking reason. That you were just allowing that to run rampant in your chat, and I thought that was up.
Ethan, I love you, but there's only so much I can do.
Especially as someone who thought we were fucking friends. I think that's a reasonable expectation for someone who you consider to be a friend.
Yeah, I do think that's a reasonable expectation from someone you consider a friend. I mean, a disagreement in politics shouldn't destroy a friendship. So much for that one, I guess, though. Again, geez. Hasan has some problems. What an ego this guy has. Dude has absolutely deluded himself into believing that he's some sort of serious political commentator that does research so thorough that he is just beyond reproach. Okay, buddy, whatever you say, sure. While the content nuke wasn't exactly breaking any new ground, I thought it was well constructed and made a pretty decent case for his argument. If you haven't seen it, you should probably go watch it. Alright guys, I said my bit. Hasan's response was laughable at best. Alright guys, if you guys liked the video, hit that like button and subscribe. And if you want to watch more content like this, YouTube thinks you're going to like this video right here.